Perfection. Just right there. Don't move. Don't move. Okay. You guys are looking good. Man, you're way far back from me today because we've got a giant canvas that we're doing as a commission piece, and then we got to rush right over to volleyball, which is why we're starting about a half hour early today. So what we're going to do is take our bright red paint, bright red Bob Ross, that's the color, bright red from the Bob Ross brand, and our madder carmine color. We're going to mix both of these together. We're going to come over to about this far, so just over half on our canvas, and we just want to leave a little red stripe at the top. That's it. Right to about to there. Right? One little red stripe, and I'm telling you, you don't want your red stripes to be too big, so don't let it get too crazily big. Okay. Then we're going to go back into the madder carmine paint, back over into the bright red. Don't look at my gut. It's overhanging. Right, we're going to drop down about 2 inches or the size of the brush, and we're going to drop in another red stripey poo, just like that, back and forth. Now remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. You want it to be sort of straight, but it doesn't have to be perfect out there. Okay, you can call it a wavy flag if you wanted to. Now, the reason that we don't make the red stripes too big is that we want a lot of space for our white paint to be able to interact with that pure black canvas. Let me tell you what I've done so far to get up to this point. If you're wondering, like, what has he done to get to this spot, right? I had a 24 by 36 inch white canvas that I made black with our Liquitex black gesso. Then when it came time to paint this painting, it was nice and dry already. Then I covered it with our Bob Ross liquid clear, or in this case, Grumbacher's liquid clear. And that's what we covered our canvas with. Nice big old space, I'm telling you. You want a big space for these clouds to roll through. So we covered it in our Grumbacher's liquid clear. And then we are adding our bright red and madder carmine from the Meaden set. So bright red Bob Ross paint, madder carmine from the Meaden set, or your crimson paint, works the same. And we're trying not to allow these stripes to get too stinking wide on us. If they get too wide, then everything's gonna get too big. We're gonna have pink clouds versus white clouds, okay? Now, a little bit more paint. We're gonna make a longer stripey line, because our blue square comes out to about there, meaning we're going to drop down again the same distance in between. This will be our horizon line for our painting. So it's going to go all the way across, and this is where our oceany line will sit in the background, right? Again, we don't need too much of this red paint or mixture of our red and our crimson paint because we don't want the painting to get too pink. And if you allow this to intermix with our white paints too much, then the painting will become too pink, and it will no longer be red, white, and blue. It'll be pink, white, and blue, right? So, I've done it before. It's the only reason why I know not to do it anymore, is that we've done it already in the past. So all we're doing, if you're just joining us, is using our bright red from Bob Ross and our madder carmine from the Meaden set. And we're gonna put down here again, just striping it across. We're going to do one of my world famous flagscapes with the American flag this time. Gorgeous little flaggy scape out there. And of course, you don't have to have all 13 stripes, right? We're not necessarily painting a perfect flag. We are painting a seascape painting that resembles the American flag, is all we're doing, okay? Seascape painting that resembles the flag, and that's it. We're going to make this stripe down here a little bit longer, a little bit fatter. Our little triangle area down around the bottom, that's going to help us play with our seascape. Oh, that's going to be the white bit. Woo! The eye of our wave right here. Right, so this is when we kind of break off from that flag. We make it a little bit bigger, a little bit more of a triangle on this one. You can actually see the red triangle that we're talking about, right? That's going to be where our wave is rolling up. So then we'll have another white stripe down here, and we're going to change our angle just a little bit. Maybe we'll get a little wavy flagscape in this one. Right, be down here. And just again, kind of flowing along that same line. So we have that same bit of white stripe that's just starting to turn and go this other direction. So we'll feed in this guy a little bit, and leave a little space for our white down there. And I think that'll be really nice looking, you guys. Just really nice looking. Okay, now, let's go wash off the red and crimson off of this brush so we can add it in, we can use our blue paint and not have it go purple, right? We not have a red, white, and purple flag. We need red, white, and blue. So let's wash off that brush into the old bucket and beat it on a paper towel. I'm telling you, that's all we ever do over here. It's like it's knocking on a door. Just beating it on a paper towel. That's all we ever do. let's take our ultramarine blue. We're gonna run down through that ultramarine blue. Now let me tell you, you only come down to this bottom line and leave it right across. Don't come all the way down to here. You're not gonna like it, I'm telling you. Go right across the edge, fill up this whole section with our blue paint, spread it out so it's nice and kind of very thin off in the night, right? And we can decide how far out it goes, depending on how far we want to take it. Okay, but I'm telling you, don't come down into that area in between the two. You are not going to like the results. Okay, the more blue that you put up here, the more bright blue it'll be when we ignite it with our white paint. Right, so you're in control. What's happening up there? If you wanted to, you could put blue in between. You could do blue and black stripes, right? I've done that before. Blue and black stripes, that would be really cool. You could put your blue down here if you wanted to. We're not going to, but you could. You could do it in between all. You could do whatever you wanted to do, right? That's the whole fun of this whole thing. Now that we've got our little square out here where we've got all 50 stars in our sky, we're going to paint about 10,000 stars in that section. But now we can get started, ladies and gentlemen. So, check in. Tell me where you're watching from out there. This one is going to be amazing, you guys. Oh, I'm loving it already, dude. Dude, you know what rips? This seascape right here, bro. Okay. Now, let me get out here with my white paint, and I'm going to show you why we need to leave this area completely black, untouched. It's painted with the clear paint, but we don't want any amount of our red or blue or anything in here because we don't want this white to intermix with anything, okay? We do want to leave a little bit of space on the top and the bottom because we know that the paint is going to grow and extend outwards and ever downward it shall go. Now we never want to stay in the same place for too long, right? Don't just sit there and mix it up in the same spot, and don't you dare go up here and grab that red and bring it back down into here. Otherwise, I'm telling you, it's gonna go pink and you are not gonna like it. We're gonna trail off into the blue back there. Totally up to us, what it looks like, how soft, how bright. The more we mess with it, the less differences we're gonna have in there, right? So let's not try to mess with it too much. Let's get another little chunk of white right here onto the brush. We're gonna roll it through, come up and kiss that red area a little bit, but then drop down, get away from it. You don't need to have the entire thing be all touching that red area. You don't even need to have paint in the entire area as I'm showing you right now, because as we mix it, kind of grab it from over here, pull it over there, take this guy, whip it over that side, up into here, off to there, over here, wherever, man. Just be flippant with it. Who cares? Literally, who cares what it looks like? As long as it's not just a solid beam of white, then who cares? Let it get fluffy, let it get big, let it flow out into the black. Who cares? Seriously, we've done it so many times that it honestly doesn't matter what you do, as long as you keep them white, okay? Seriously out there, guys. Now we're gonna come back in a little bit more of our white onto the brush, and it's not a whole huge amount, right? Just a little bit of white paint, but enough to let it roll through. Now remember, where your blue line is, you definitely don't want to come up and hit too much, right? You came up and kissed the blue right there, maybe up into here. We're off into the races, and we might need a little bit more paint because we've got a bigger section to cover now. Smooshing it on, just making it weird looking, okay? Leave some space for it to grow down in between. This is why we don't want to bring our red lines too close to each other, because I've done it before, you guys, and it came out all pinky and weird looking. I think I might still have that painting somewhere buried, like buried deep somewhere. Now remember, if you can leave some darkness, it's going to make your cloud kind of pop out away from those red lines, which is why we do it this way. We try not to get too much of that red paint to intermix in. And then once we're over here, we're pushing a little harder, but you can see all this dark black canvas underneath. That's not paint. It's just the black canvas that's trying to show through this titanium white, right? So if we don't stay in the same place for too long and we mix it up randomly, you can save some of those little areas. Right? It's not all about just making it all the same all the way across. You want there to be light areas and dark areas and little wispy bits as it's flowing in the night, right? And again, if you leave that bit of darkness on either side, it just makes them project away from the canvas. Now, let's get down with our palette tools. You guys check in. Tell me where you're watching from. What's your I couldn't even keep a straight face doing it myself. What's your favorite sandwich? Let me know in the comments below. Everybody's favorite question. What's your favorite sandwich? My goodness. We got Virginia, Oklahoma, Oregon, New York City, the UK, BLT, Colorado, Minnesota, Tomato, Nashville, New Jersey, Italian, Utah, England over there. What's happening, everybody on the tubes? Pop-Tart is your favorite sandwich. Aussie, we got New Zealand, Arkansas, we got Oregon. I'm in Oregon too, for all you Oregonians out there. I am also an Oregonian, and we're down here in Eugene, Oregon. Teach classes down here in my studio that we're standing in right now. So, if you like what you see, come down and check us out right down here in Eugene, Oregon. Right next to the University of Oregon, not too far away anyway. Now, let's grab our titanium white only onto our palette tool. We're gonna get out here, and what I don't wanna do is use too much white and make this area too pink, okay? So, we know we're gonna have the eye of our wave about right there, meaning I gotta start my little triangle back here. We're gonna cut it down and cut it down and cut it down, okay? Leaving a little section of white on top. And then, like I said, I don't want to intermix this too much, so I'm gonna be very light with it, hoping to leave little white spots in different places and little dashes and here and there, and boom. All of a sudden starting to look like some water off in the night, right? In the night. Over here, I'm gonna bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. You can do that as big as you wanna do it, okay? Totally up to you. I know that the eye of my wave is going to be here, meaning that we need to kind of change our angle. So instead of being this slow, flat angle like this, we're going to increase the angle. I'm going to drop down here, and then all of a sudden get up higher. See how we've changed that angle? And now we're going to crisscross in front of those two. I'm going to scoop down, just like that. Again, drag off a little bit of my titanium white. Back here, it's supposed to be red looking, right? It's not supposed to be all white. Our all white area is coming next. Yeah, right, now we've got these two little different bits of backwater that are kind of floating along back there. Now, what I want to do is launch in the color for my eye, keeping it mainly white. There, right, it's a little bit of pinkish color, a little bit of white for the eye, and my brush still has the white on it, so we can come back in here, make it nice and thin as it thins out, extend it down. But remember, it's not able to mix with anything down here. So the only reason it's getting darker is because I'm reducing my pressure and using less bristles to make it darker as it goes down that way. Now remember, you don't have to have it be all the same. You don't want it to be too big either. And the bigger it gets, the bigger your wave has to get. So don't forget that. Okay? Now, for our background area, let's take with our fan brush and just kind of flatten over these little guys back here. Just to make them softer, right? We just need them to be softer. They're there. We can see the details. We just need it to be softer is all. And that way that when we get to our foreground, all that texture is going to stand out, right? Don't need the same amount of texture back there as we do up here in the front. So, now that we've reached our little wave section, we're going to imagine we change the angle of that guy, right? So back here, we can even drop in a little bit of white just to signify there's another wave back there. Okay, so once we've changed our angle and we're going up this way, remember, you don't have to paint this spot. You just kind of got to go over it in your head and go, okay, I'm going to tap on, I'm going to go down, go back up. This is a big old monster of a wave. And all we're doing is tapping some, not a huge amount, just some paint to this area, and then we're releasing. So tap and pull it, pull it off, let it stick onto the canvas like that, okay? Once we wipe off our blade, this should be just enough paint, if we're kind of tapping against it and leaving a little ridge of paint right there, it should be just enough for us to touch it with a clean blade and fling it over to the side. Launch it down, 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 down. Remember, the more that you intermix and mess with this paint, the more it's going to change colors, right? So if we start launching it, rolling it over this way, and doing whatever we want to do, making it brighter, making it longer, how far do you want it to go? Right? How much of your wave is showing? Because you don't ever need to show the entire thing. Remember, it's not the whole wave. We're never painting the whole wave. The wave is in 4 different pieces. Okay, so you can't paint all the pieces at one time and have it look correct. We're getting our liquid white and our titanium white coming up here, right above our horizon, connected onto this line down here, so it kind of gets more and more flat as it goes that way. And then we're going to drop down in between our painted details and the eye, leaving a little space of darkness in between, our dark separator that we talk about all the time. Okay, we'll come down here, we'll smack into it, hitting into it, coming up above our horizon, up almost into our cloud up there. Right? Depends on how much paint you have on your brush, depends on how bright it is, how far it gets to go over and crash down into the painting, right? All these little things, they do not have to connect. They don't all have to be the same size. And you don't want them to go down too much further than the eye of your wave. Now remember, as we all know, once we start stirring up our chocolate milk and mixing all these things up, it's going to change on us, right? It's going to go from this brush look to something much more fine. And because we have all of that liquid white paint in there, it really wants to grow and extend and move on us. So you gotta be very light-handed. Come over here, keep this side very flat along the bottom where it's crashing down. Up here, you're kind of mixing softer, pushing it harder to extend the paint out this way, right? Leading it out. You can always go back and add more. You're gonna have those lines still, right? Our stripes through the flag. It's gonna look really cool. And sometimes, most times actually, in fact, it never comes out right on the first go. And so what you do is you go back and you do it again. And in this one, we're trying not to touch it as many times. We're trying not to have as many little things because I want it to be different. And if it's different out there, right, then we'll have little differences. It's different than we did it the first time. So we should have a different outcome the second time, especially if we just come in here real light and flippantly and not even mix it all up the same, right? We have to move. Do not spend too much time in one area or you will overmix and then it will all disappear and all turn into the same kind of looking thing, which will not give you the depth that you want to have. How far can you extend your water outwards? Totally up to you, right? You don't ever have to go all the way to the edge. What if we took it out to here? Bang, right? Again, keeping that stripe with your red and white. Oh, it's fabulous, you guys. Now, if you've got this at the right, correct angle going downwards, then by Paint with Josh law, you should be able to put a straight line from that thing all the way across. It should cut through the eye of your wave, through the center of your wave like that, right? So you can see the bottom right there. And then it's telling us where to put the next line, right? So it's indicating it already, because all we're doing is going down, then straight over, and then down, and then straight over, and then down, and then straight over. Every time making this Z pattern or triangles. Triangle, triangle, triangle. You can already see them there, guys. I'm trying to show you what to do each time. So let's get a little bit more of our titanium white. There we go. I thought I had enough paint out on the palette, so I packed everything into my case for our trip tomorrow. And I needed more white paint. So let's take our titanium white and some liquid white, okay? So we gotta have a little mix of both. Whatever you have, this is why they call it liquid white, by the way. I'll show you, it will drip. Hang on, there we go. See it dripping off of the blade like that? Our titanium white would never, ever, ever do that. So let's imagine that whatever size pile we have of the liquid white, that's gonna be 90%. We're gonna add 10% of our titanium white to that pile. We're gonna flatten it out real good, scoop it up. And all it is, if you imagine, like, if you ever had really, really, really watery gravy, like really runny gravy, and you're like, I need to thicken up this gravy, and you'd either put in more gravy mix or some flour, some starch or something to thicken up that wateriness. That's what we're doing with this, right? It's all we're doing with that titanium white. Otherwise, the liquid white on its own is too watery to use just yet. Okay, we're gonna come over here, scrape up a little bit onto our blade. Remember, our straight line all the way across means we should start about there. And then we can start dropping down and down and down, feeding backwards into our wave, right? Interacting with all these little colors and different bits. And we're trying to leave a little section of darkness underneath our wave. So whatever you're dragging backwards, have a little shadow underneath that dark area. And I'm telling you, just out of my own experience, how amazing it's gonna look to have that little space down there. I was out there looking, I'm always constantly out at the coast, looking at waves, studying, doing different things, right? Out here, scraping in a couple more little bits. Remember, this side is much further away. We don't see many things out here. We see all this stuff a lot closer. And all we're going to do is basically track down and down and down. So we end up making train tracks with these two lines going up at the same angle, right? If you were to continue along, you'd have those train tracks right there. If you can do this, you guys, right, you are going to have the most beautifully perspective wave you have ever painted if you just listen to me a little bit. If you would just listen and do this correctly, right, then you're going to have the most amazing waves that you've ever painted in your life. Okay, leave a little bit of excess paint off the back side. So whatever you have back here, doesn't matter if it's way up there or whatever. It's just a little bit of excess paint because we're going to brush it. Right? We have to brush it backwards. Otherwise it gets too nasty and too wet up there in the front, right? Can you see the wave already? Or are you still looking at this going, what is this guy talking about, right? Or do you see what's happening right here? Dude, we've got 1,000 people watching and we only have 18,000 taps on the screen, you guys. Come on, you guys. In the last 30 days, we've had over 1 million taps on the screen during the live shows. I know you guys over there on TikTok can do better than that. You guys, how are we going to get to another 1 million taps if you guys are only up to 18,000 by now? That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Okay, let's see. God, isn't that fantastic? Thank you guys so much. What we're going to do is we're going to now work from our 3 to 3:30 o'clock on our clock. Remember being in school back in the day? You had that big clock on the wall, and instead of paying attention, you were looking at the clock, like waiting for 3 o'clock to come so you could get out of school, right? So 3 o'clock, as we all remember, is over here. We're on this downward angle, and I just came up with this reference in my virtual class earlier today. Think about, have you ever been on like a gondola in the sky or like a ski lift or something, right? You're in a flat carriage that's moving down at this downward angle, but your carriage doesn't tip. You remain standing straight up, but you're moving at this downward forward angle, right? So when you've got this downward angle like this, imagine this as the zip line, right, that you're on. Your body or your carriage or your ski lift seat is going to be straight even though you're going down at this angle. So that means that we can pull off literally to 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock, as we're going down, right? We're not angling it up this way. We're not going straight up. We're not going down, right? We're flowing down the ski lift thing and pulling it out directly sideways each time, okay? So that means as we get out here to 3 o'clock, we're going to start whipping it and moving further and further back this way, okay? Then we're going to start climbing up and up and up. And the further over that we go, the more that we climb, the more to the left we go, the more intense our rolling action of our wave would be, right? We would go back and roll up into the wave, leaving a very slight, very dark little section down there, dropping off this paint down here, letting it flow through, turning like a clock, right? So each one of these is going all the way around, okay? You don't have to paint everything super bright, and we retain that red area by not having too much stinking paint on the canvas and making it too pink, right? So, as you can see, the water is flowing backwards and then rolling up and crashing down as this whole thing rolls this way towards us. Man, that's a fantastic wave. Okay, next step, my friends, we take our very liquid white, like I was talking about before. Drip for me, there you go, drippy, drip, there we go. Okay, so very wet, very runny liquid white paint. Again, we're going to mix about 10% to whatever this pile size is. Not 10% of this pile to a small pile, right? It's all about the reverse. How big is your liquid white pile? That's how much titanium white that you're going to have to add to make your gravy less runny, right? We're just thickening up the gravy by 10%, that's all. Now, underneath this little guy, okay, all we need to do is first, let's continue down that little angle. Put it in like that. Gorgeous. Okay, get back in here. Fill it out. Fill it out. Fabulous. Now, with this very runny paint, I'm going to come down underneath here, and there's really only one way to mess this part up, you guys. And I talk about it in the live shows. I talk about it in the videos. There's only one way to mess this up, and do you know what that one way is to mess this part up? How are you going to do it? Right? What are we trying to do? Maybe that's an easier question to answer. we're trying to leave a little dark separator. It's a separation between our bright color, right? We've got white paint that's igniting our red up here, and white paint down here that's going to be over our black canvas. So if we have both of those two white paints touch each other, it's going to be very hard to determine what is land and what is water. And you can see, bring more down here, less as you go off to the side. So less paint, less of a bit, and you can go all the way to the side. Literally, less paint over there, more paint over here. So this will be brighter and closer, and we can see more details, and the other side will be much further away. And now for the first time in, we've done this whole thing in 26 minutes, by the way. We gotta clean off this brush so we can use it, and then we'll be all set, you guys. I never want you to think that like, oh, Josh has like 50 of each brush. Yes, okay, I do have a lot of each brush. We've literally only used these 4 tools during the show today. This 2-inch brush, this palette knife, this 1-inch brush, and this fan brush exactly. Have not used any other tools. Look at my table down here. It's devoid of any other brushes, okay? I know that the brushes are expensive. I know that not everybody is going to be able to get the entire brush set. That's why I use limited colors and limited tools, so you can test it out and see if you like it. And then if you like what we're doing, then you can go order all this stuff, right? But it's a large expense, and I had to do it initially. I think we spent like $450 or something, getting all the brushes, all the paints, the easel, the canvases, and everything to be able to paint right in the beginning, right? That's a big expense. And so what I've decided to do is do limited palette paintings where we do small number of colors. I use 1 brush set or just a couple brushes out of 1 brush set. And that way, you don't have to have every single brush and every single color and this, that, or the other to be able to do Paint with Josh paintings. You can literally try it out, see if you like it, and if you do, then we can continue, right? Now, every time, well, most times when I go viral, it's because I'm asking you, does this look like wet, sandy beach? Just yes or no, answer me in the comments below. I literally had to take like 4 steps over as I was doing this because this canvas is so long. So, wet, sandy beach? Yes or no? Let me know in the comments now. Sure, guys. Man, that looks gorgeous. Love this. Appreciate you. We got no. A lot of people always say it looks like a waterfall, right? But what if I took all these verticalities and I turned them into horizontalities? Yeah. Or these vertical streaky poos, and we made them all horizontal streaky poos. Now, doesn't this look a lot more like that wet, reflective, watery area that's in front of your wave that's coming in? That very shiny, watery patch of just condensed sand, like just compressed wet sand. As we come down here and we put in our last little line, kind of trapping in that wetness into the painting, right? And then leaving this other area in front, our dry, sandy beach. Does that not look more like your wet, sandy beach right there? Shit! Look at that fucking thing. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That's fantastic. Are you patriotic? Tell me in the comments now, bro. Now, for all you people that are asking, how can you get one like this? This one is already, this was a commission piece, right? So, I believe it was Danielle, and I'm so sorry if I got it wrong. I've been dealing with like 4 different people all at once. So, I believe it was Danielle messaged me a long time ago and said, hey, I want to get this painting. Can you do one of your flag seascapes? I said, absolutely. And I finally got around to doing it. I've been very, very busy, so I'm sorry, Danielle. But we finally got around to doing it. And this is the painting from that commission, right? So, if you would like one of these flagscapes, I do them with mountains. I do them with the ocean. I'm the originator of the flag seascape, okay? Not the flagscape with the barn. I saw that, okay? This is what I did. One Memorial Day, I was going through and I'm seeing all these different flag skies, right? Where it's like, oh, here's a sort of a flag-esque type of sky with like a barn or trees or a farm or whatever. No one had done the ocean, and it blew my mind because it's stripes. Like, no one had done. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to figure out how to do a seascape and have it look like a flag. And when we knocked out the first one way back in 2021, it just came out fantastic. And ever since then, they've been, people love these, especially people in America. They love them a good old flag seascape, or like I said, we do them with mountains and rivers and trees and stuff like that as well. So if you like it and if you're looking to get one for yourself, I'm going to say it one time, okay, one time only. Send me an email to management@paintwithjosh.com. And that way you can be like, hey, I saw you doing that flagscape. I really want to get one for myself. I can send you the deal. You can grab it before the show even starts so you can kind of secure it for yourself. And that way nobody can get it from you or get it while, you know, you're watching. And then you can have it on video, me painting it, and rewatch that video a million times. So if you're interested, like I said, I told you how to go get in contact with me. You can also go through my website over there and use the contact us function at the very bottom, and that would send me an email just the same. Okay, so whatever you feel like, if you feel like grabbing one of these guys, just let me know. Send me an old email. Just like that. Gorgeous! Yoo-hoo-hoo-hoo, guys, that is fantastic. Holy shaving cream! Yeah! I like this one. Woo, can you tell? Can you tell that I like this one? Can you tell we're excited about this one, you guys? Can you tell that we're excited about this old guy right here? Woo, baby, that is gorgeous. It is just gorgeous. Oh my, you guys, god dang. Okay, now you guys are gonna have to help Danielle. I hope it's Danielle. I feel so bad if it's not. I'm pretty sure it is. But you're gonna have to help Danielle come up with a title for this one, okay? Almost positive. Literally, like, otherwise I'm really sorry. Really sorry. But you're gonna have to come up with a title for this one. Right? So everybody that's watching can help her come up with the title by typing in your title suggestion on what you would want to call this painting. Right? If you were me and you just painted it, or if it was yours to name forever and all time, what are you gonna title this guy? And just tell us in the comments now. There we go. There we go. Boom. Tell me now what you want to call this one. And then you guys, they're going to have to pick out that title from all of your title suggestions. You can always drag back from the edge of your little lip up here. Just again, straight sideways though, because we're riding down that chair lift. Right? We're riding down the lift, so we got to be pulling sideways. Otherwise, we're going to tip out of our seat. If we tip out of our seat, it's going to be a bad day for the ski lodge, man. I'm telling you. Okay, final detail is our watery spray. Again, going to use the same fan brush, even though it's kind of big. I would like to switch to a smaller one. But just in case you only have the one size, okay, we're going to get a little bit of our liquid white on our nice, clean, dry brush. Okay, I'm going to tap the liquid and get it on the brush first. Then tap it against the tool. Do not go scraping your liquid white and then try to flick it. You'll have way too much, okay? Now, you have to be the judge whether there's too much paint in the brush and on the tool for when that first flick goes, if it goes everywhere. You've got to be the judge. So either test it down here or somewhere that's not so noticeable so that when you get up here and you start flinging off all this crazy stuff, and it could come off in an enormous amount if you have too much here or if you're using too much pressure. And as you can see, we started vertically like this, and then the more and more and more we go, the more we're turning and the more we're flicking out to the side, throwing the water onto the shore instead of being this way and throwing the water at the wave, right? When you're doing it like this, it helps make the water or the specks look like they're being launched that way. You can do the same thing up here in our sky, and instead of painting 50 stars, paint 50,000. Just blast them out in the night. Now, we get to decide how much paint or how much splatter goes onto these waves, whether how much is coming out of the barrel over here. Is it going up into the sky? Is it covering over our back section back there? What do you feel like is happening in your wave? Do you need more white specks? Do you want more spray? Do you want to have some down here in your little watery retraction area so they'll look like a reflection down there? It's all up to you guys every time you do it. And then the final thing that we gotta do, my friends, one more time out here. Get down into our sand and start flicking out a bunch of little white bits of our paint into our little sandy area down here, kind of covering over our red stripe, but not completely. It's not completely covered. Yeah, that's gorgeous. Yeah, look at that flag, dude. That is a flag, man. Management at paintwithjosh.com. Management at paintwithjosh. That's me, paintwithjosh.com. Out there in the night. So, I believe it was Danielle. Like I said, I don't have my devices. They're all in operation right now. So, have we seen her? Has she been pinned yet? Where are you watching? Boom, ba boom, ba boom. Was it Danielle? Thank you, Christina. Jordine. Appreciate it. Thanks, Rad Brad. Yeah, your name's Rad Brad and you're calling me gay. Okay, cool. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, Rad Brad. Oh, man. That's funny. Boom, ba boom. United Currents. That's a good title right there. That's a good title, you guys. So let me know what you think we should call this one. Freedom Waves. Is that Danielle? Is that the one that we're looking for? Danielle. I'm wondering. I don't remember. I don't recognize the last name. But in any case, we're going to do the naming over on TikTok, and I got to end the streams over on Facebook. At least on Facebook, so I can have one device to be able to see if that's our right person. Just to make sure and double check, because we get some sneaky people sometimes that try to make us think it was them when it actually wasn't. So, everybody watching over on Facebook, I can't wait to see your guys' version of this painting right here. It came out amazing. And any questions, write it in one of my comment sections or whatever, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. So until I see you guys again next time, take care. Have the rest of a good day. And Please, my goodness, that was a quick one too. Didn't take too long. Danielle Bechtold over there. Let's go check it out. I just got to be sure because we've had some sneaky sneakers over there sometimes. And I don't want to be talking to the wrong. Oh, that's it. That's it right there. And Shannon got that painting from earlier. That's awesome. Right there. Okay, guys, cool. So that's Our Lady. So Danielle, you got to come up with whatever you want to call this painting. It's up to you. You've got tons of comment suggestions in the mints down there. So you tell us which what you want to call it, and we'll turn it around and write it on the back. Literally, it's gonna be that simple and that easy. I'm gonna finish washing up these brushes real quick, and then we'll be all ready for volleyball practice. You guys. BB practice over here. Knock out the VB. I'm freaking bummed because, well, I'm excited for Lemon because she's going to be coaching the girls this weekend. And while I'm out of town doing classes, she's going to be coaching our next 2 games. So I'm hoping for some W's. Let's get some W's over there, girls. It's going to be a lot of fun, though. Sad to miss it, but we gotta go teach classes too. So yeah, Danielle, you gotta come up with a title. Let us know in the comments below what we're gonna call this old guy as I finish packing up all my brushes and stuff, throwing everything into my big old bin. Perfect. Okay, what do we got for title, Danielle? Danielle, American Waves, Waves of Glory. Excellent titles, guys. United Shore, Waves of Glory is what she's going with. I like that. This is a big old canvas, you guys. Just a monster. A monster-sized canvas. So, this one I already pre-numbered and pre-signed earlier today. Before I even put the painting on the easel. It was already signed and numbered already. So what are we calling it one more time? Waves of Glory. Perfect. Amazing. This one was painted on 11/11/2027. We're all going to go to Paint with Josh.com. And then you guys can find all sorts of crazy, beautiful, awesome stuff over there. Oh, this one's so wide. I can almost not even get it up onto the easel. Okay, what are we looking for? We got our brush right here. We gotta put the old bird family in there. God. So over being sick. God, so it's a pain in the butt. Like, and I don't get sick very easily, you know what I mean? Whatever it was, tried to get me. Okay, where are we gonna put the bird family in this one, you guys? That's my question. We gotta go right here in the red section. Just go caca, launching them out, flying through the night. Oh, I like it. I like it. Gonna sign it down here in the corner, and then we'll be all at a roosty, you guys. Let's go this side. And then we're gonna do a wicked cool light party, since this is a commission piece, and Danielle got it before the show today. We'll do a light party on the painting right now. So, here's your official flash warning, you guys. Flash warning, flash warning. The screen is going to flash with intense colors. So, if you are sensitive to flashes, look away from your phone for the next 30 seconds. I know it's hard, just look away. I'll tell you it's okay to look back when it is okay to look back, okay? So if you are going to stay for the light party and give up all liability to Paint with Josh LLC, type in the words "I'm ready" into the comments bar and then hit send, and keep your thumbs ready or your fingers ready to type and tell me the very first thing that flashes for you when we get this light party started, okay? So when I see enough "I'm ready's," we're gonna get it going in 3, 2, 1, light party! So what's flashing for you the most? What's catching your eye, man? Let's see. All you guys on YouTube, you're amazing. Snowscape. Let's see. I'm ready. So what's flashing for you the most, guys? Is it the wave, the clouds? What's going on down there for your eyeballs? Let me know in the comments below. And we're going to bring it down in 3, 2, 1. Normal lighting conditions, guys. So if you're sensitive to light, you can now look back. It is okay. It's okay again, you guys, to look back and see what's happening right here on the Paint with Josh show. So, isn't that amazing? Now, should we do the RGB party? It's a very red painting to begin with. Should we do the RGB party? That red light might make it super red, right? Guys, should we? Yes? No? Maybe so. Okay, this is what the RGB party is for all you folks that have maybe never seen a Paint with Josh show before. And you're like, what is the RGB party? I've heard of this RGB, red, green, blue light, okay? So we're gonna put solid red light on the canvas, then solid green light, then solid blue light, and the painting's gonna change in its look to the people that are viewing it, okay? So all I need you to do is tell me your favorite color out of the 3 colors after I show them to you, right? So we're gonna go red in 3, 2, 1, red. Oh, look at it. Oh, that's fantastic. Soak it in. Imagine it, see it, believe it, because we're going green in 3, 2, 1, green. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. It's fabulous. Look at it. Oh my God, going blue in 3, 2, blue. Man, that's fantastic. I'm telling you, it don't get much better, you guys. So what was your favorite color as we bring the lights back to normal lighting conditions, folks? Back to the normal lighting. What was your favorite, red, green, or blue? We got lots of reds, lots of greens. Green is one of my favorites too. I'm telling you guys. Whoop, right there. Look at that, dude. That's a big ass painting too. A monster-sized one. So, you guys have all been amazing. I love the green too. The blue makes it like almost too dark, like really dark, and like a nighttime dark, you know what I mean? The green brightens up all the white paint, and then the red just makes it like a devil's seascape. It's so gorgeous. You're the best, baby blue 1389. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. So, I'm going to get rid of everybody over on YouTube. You guys have been amazing. Thank you so much for watching the show. I can't wait to see your guys' version of this painting. Please send it in to me at official Paint with Josh over on Facebook, or at Paint with Josh K on TikTok or on YouTube. TikTok or on Instagram. And of course, at Paint with Josh over on YouTube. So, I love you guys. I can't wait to see you again. Until next time, take care. rest of a good day. And bye, you guys. Oh, it's over. It's gorgeous. My goodness.